thanks to you both, all of you, for being here. As Doug mentioned, we do have a very close connection to this community through Mr. and Mrs. Stowers, and have spent a lot of time here, spent a lot of time at the Institute. Amazing to walk the halls of a place like that with so much potential and so much hope. That word hope, the one thing that we all think about a lot when it comes to this disease. This is an interesting situation. I must admit, because Doug mentioned that he was a soccer player in college, and that's actually how we met, because a friend of mine sent me the alumni magazine from Brown University about a young soccer player, and I had just got an email account, so I emailed him and said, hey, if there's anything we can ever do to help you out, let us know. We just started the Lance Armstrong Foundation in 1997, and so when this all came up, and he said, we had this deal to do maybe put our name on a soccer stadium. I said, man, that's like me calling and saying, let's put our name on a bike team, because and I just thought immediately, this is a Doug thing. Because we're always, I always give him a little grief about soccer, that sport where they fall down and roll around and act like their knees hurt, and he hates those things. The world's game. The biggest sport in the world, he says, you mean? And so when he first called, I thought it was, I didn't think it was a joke, but it's clearly landing here today and seeing the infrastructure and seeing this facility, it's clearly not a joke. And the one cool thing that we've always tried to do at the foundation is we've looked for different ways to tell our story. And in reality, it's all about us, me, Doug, any cancer survivor out there, a family member of a cancer survivor. It's about us sharing our story, and we've always encouraged people to do that. And if it was, me speaking up in 1996, or the way this whole thing started, but probably the most, up until now, the most unique way that we told our story was in 2004, when our partners Nike came to us and they said, we have a crazy idea, a little like this. Not crazy, but we have a different idea, I should say. But we make these rubber bracelets for our basketball players, and we're gonna make 5 million of them, and we're gonna make them yellow, and we're gonna put LiveSTRONG on it. We like this idea of LiveSTRONG, and we just started the idea of LiveSTRONG, and that is a whole other story on how we came to be known as LiveSTRONG. But they said, we'll make 5 million of them, and we'll start with $1 million donation. You can sell all of these for $1 a piece, and we all looked at each other. And we laughed. We thought, what in the hell are we going to do with 4.8 million yellow pieces of rubber? And through the beauty of sport, and through the network of sport, and through the passion of sport, these guys at Nike gave these wristbands out to athletes all over the world. We wore them in the tour that summer. We quickly went through 1 million and 2 million, and by the end of the tour, I think we were north of 5 million. Just after that was the Olympic Games in Athens, and they gave them to their athletes from all over the world, all different sports, all different religions, wearing this piece of yellow rubber. And people kept saying, what is this? And through the Athens Games, I think we went north of 15 million, and then it just kept going, and then 20 and 40, 60. Now we've now sold more than 70 million yellow bracelets around the world for $1. So at the time, what we thought was a really crazy idea, Phil Knight still calls me to this day and says, hey, I thought that was the dumbest idea. but through a really bold initiative like that, we're able to tell our story. And it works. And it works through the passion of cancer survivors. It works through the passion of sport. And this is just an extension of that. We now have, because of the success of the yellow wristband, before the wristband, nobody knew or understood what LiveSTRONG was or what it meant. What it was and what it meant is that we went around the world and interviewed thousands of cancer survivors, and we asked them to tell us their story. Tell us about your struggle. Tell us about what you've dealt with, what you're thinking. And we listened to these stories, thousands of them, and at the end of it all, we came up with this idea that these people understand what it means to live strong. And it became the name. It went on the band, and it became the brand, and is now going to be on the outside of this stadium. And that's really brings it full circle, and as Doug said, an amazing opportunity for this community to be involved in something. And there's a lot of interesting things about this initiative that are very cool for us as cancer survivors. To have a completely tobacco-free setting is something that is, I think, and maybe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think is the first time that that's ever been done inside and out of the stadium. The technology in this stadium, these guys have assured us that the team is going to be excellent.
And they won't fake injuries either.
Did I say that? That's what Doug does. These guys aren't wanting that. But anyhow, we're all just so excited, and on behalf of Doug, myself, the 85 people that work down in Austin, you know, Doug said that the perfect word here was partnership. And so we're excited not just to be here, not only just to be here, but we're more excited to be your partners and to make sure that that ultimately in our lifetimes, our kids or our grandkids don't have to deal with this disease that as Doug mentioned, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women. The goal is to certainly erase it. If we can't erase it, then we start to cut down on that, and ultimately we will win the battle against cancer. So thank you all for being here.